What is going on, everyone, and welcome to the John Squared Gaming Show, episode 21, I think. I am one of your hosts, John T. Joining me, as usual, is John R. John, how you doing tonight?
Doing all right. Yeah, I got all the venting out already, so we're good to go.
Uh, Before we get into all the news, I wanted to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that one, being horny is not a crime. Two, you can support us by following and subbing on Twitch, subscribing to us on YouTube, liking and sharing the YouTube videos on whatever platform, and leaving a review on your favorite podcast service. It would be greatly appreciated. We love you. Thank you guys for those of you who have been with us since day one. John, hit him with the shout out.
Shout out!
Appreciate you guys. So like we talked about a little earlier, we got a lot to talk about today, so we're gonna get right into the news.
I scared the dog with that. I got a little too loud.
I'm surprised you don't more often, actually. First up on the news report, we got Elden Ring gameplay trailer dropped last Thursday. It was an extended 15-minute gameplay um, trailer. I'm pulling this from Austin Wood at Games Radar. So the new Elden Ring gameplay trailer walked us through its enormous map and gave us our best look at it, at key elements like multiplayer, spirit summoning, stealth and stagger kills, crafting, and plenty more. The trailer, which shows an in-progress build running on PC, opens with a Site of Grace, one of the bonfire-style checkpoints of the lands between. A ray of guiding light coming off of this site gives us a hint at where to go next, but the trailer stresses that it's up to us to choose whether to follow it or not. So yeah, go check out this article and definitely check out the gameplay trailer because this got me so hyped for this game. It looks so good, and I've never been crazy into Dark Souls games, just because I don't have the patience for them. But this looks phenomenal. John, did you watch this?
Yeah, so I actually watched it today, and prior to that, I had no knowledge of this. I have no idea what the game is or anything. When I hear Elden Ring, I just assume it's kind of like Skyrim. I don't titles like that always remind me of like that sort of game. But yeah, it
Yeah.
looked really good. It looked like something I'd be into. I didn't know it was like Dark Souls, so now I might be out.
Well, so then earlier today, actually, more embargoes lifted, and people who have got early builds of the game, people who got to like demo it, um, a lot of the feedback that I have seen so far from sites that I go on, like Kind of Funny, listening to their review, they were saying that it's one of the most approachable and accessible Dark Souls games that they've played. That it's not just beat your ass nonstop. So that is promising for me, but just the exploration and whatnot that they showed in this, it reminded me, and this was actually the developers actually said that like a lot of inspiration came from Breath of the Wild, and I feel like you can see that.
Yeah, that's what I was noticing a lot of that watching the gameplay.
Yeah. So the only unfortunate thing is I believe this game comes out in February next year, which also is when Horizon Forbidden West drops. And I got an exclusive date with Horizon. Ain't no one coming between us. Unless they get delayed. That game gets delayed. Which I hope doesn't happen, but yeah, this I got really hyped watching this, and the more they show, the more I'm definitely into it. Next up, we are never ever getting a new Mario Kart game.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's
This is from George Yang at IGN. It says Mario Kart 8 Deluxe races past Mario Kart Wii to become the best-selling game in the series. Are we ever going to get Mario Kart 9? It's tough to say because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on Nintendo Switch keeps selling gangbusters. According to Nintendo's financial results for the second quarter of the fiscal year ending in March 2022, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has sold 38.74 million copies on Nintendo Switch. It has now surpassed the lifetime sales of Mario Kart Wii, which is at 37.38 million copies. That is fucking insane, dude.
That's so many copies. That's so many.
That's like, wait a minute, calculator, a lot of copies. Um,
Dude, I mean that's I cannot believe. I mean I can believe it, but like wouldn't that be incentive to sell more? Or to try to make a new game and try to like top that? Get like I don't know. I mean,
uh,
I guess not
if
technically.
if the sales slowed down, then
Yeah.
I could see incentive. I wonder if they're working on this, working on Mario Kart 9 and maybe have it even close to being done and they're just like, well, maybe we can, pump the brakes a little bit. We don't have to go crazy.
That's sort of how I feel about it. Like there's no I mean, the idea that Nintendo isn't working on uh a Mario Kart 9 for the future, like for a 4K Switch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That would be wild to me. But like I don't understand any of their business practices, so I who knows?
Yeah, it obviously the Switch has been a massive success for Nintendo, to the point where I don't think in my head I can't rationalize them ever moving away from the hybrid handheld and home console um, model going forward until this eventually pops up like or slows down. Like I see people who haven't played video games in their entire life or since they were younger buying Switches just because it's the
I'll tell
accessibility
you
of a
what.
portable console.
Yeah, when I traveled 2 years ago, when I went to Florida, damn thing saved my life. Sitting in airports and shit, like during
Yeah,
layovers, or even like on the flight, just being able to like disappear into Breath of the Wild
yeah.
was incredible.
And so that's the only positive thing you'll ever hear John talk about Nintendo.
Yeah,
It's
that's it.
the only praise you'll ever see him give. Yeah, just crazy. And until Mario Kart 8 Deluxe stops selling, we probably aren't seeing Mario Kart 9, which, Mario Kart 8 is a phenomenal game. Uh, I I mean, it ruins relationships, but the game itself is
Yeah,
fun. It's
I don't know about phenomenal. I mean, it's pretty good at like introducing people to therapy.
making people realize that they need a therapist.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Back for Blood roadmap reveal, new co-op mode, difficulty, and solo offline release timing. This is also from George Yang at IGN. Says finally in offline mode. Back for Blood is going to get a bunch of new features starting in December and into 2022. These include heavily requested features like a new co-op mode, new difficulty level, and even an offline mode. Turtle Rock has announced that this month the team will focus on various quality of life improvements and bug fixes. One of which I hope is the ability to slide. That's not in the article. That's just a personal little
It's
note.
not a bug. It was good design choice.
It's a bug and a quality of life improvement for sure. The biggest feature coming in December is an offline solo mode with campaign progression. This, which I actually didn't realize this game didn't have, partially because I never tried to play this by myself, but we only played with our boys.
I
So,
I did play it by myself a little bit when I was testing it on my PC, and I also did not realize it, but it's also because it was connected to the internet.
hmm.
So
This was a much requested feature since playing Back for Blood requires an internet connection even when playing solo. There you go. Also in December there will be new supply lines and cards as well as a new written practice area, which does that mean our area? I think that means the little
Yeah,
arena to the side that we spend 2 hours every Friday night playing
I
in.
think 2 hours is being disingenuous. I think it's more like 3 to 4.
Yeah, that's I genuinely think it's my favorite part of the game. And that's not to say the rest of the game's bad. It's just I enjoy that a lot.
So in the article, I don't know if you were going to get to it. I'm joking on my own air. Uh, there are screenshots of the new map. Um, it looks fucking sick.
Oh, the like the McAllen's hamburger thing with the
Yeah,
neon light.
and the new like what are they called? Like the
Ridden?
boss type zombies. That's
Yeah.
it. That one looks fucking like it's gonna be a pain in the ass.
Yeah. So, but that's not it. In 2022, there will be even more content, such as a new difficulty level, new co-op mode, melee updates, and additional quality life improvements, as well as both new player and corruption cards. Back 4 Blood's first story expansion, Tunnels of Terror, will also launch in 2022. It's a part of the game's annual pass and introduces new playable characters and written types. The pass comes with new weapons, card skins, and new activity type. Expansion 2 and 3 are also scheduled later in 2022. So those are going to be premium DLC that you have to pay for. So I guess two questions: Are you excited for this, and are you willing to pay for it based
I
on
was
what you
actually
played so
thinking about
far?
I was thinking about buying the season pass as soon as I saw this stuff announced. Um, I I am I'm excited for it. I love this game. I know that you guys are getting worn down with it. I fucking love it. I could play it for another month or so. Like I could play this easily until Halo comes out.
Hmm. Where
Um,
does this fall? Don't go too deep into it, just because we're gonna have an episode on it soon. But where do you think this falls in your game of the year discussion?
oh, I didn't know we were doing an episode of it soon. Um,
I mean, it's
oh,
bound. We're
the
it's getting
end of
towards
the
the end of
year
the
is
year.
coming. Yeah, yeah. It just hit me as after I said that we're in November. I haven't played that many new games this year. I don't think. I can't, but I didn't know it was November, so maybe I did. I'm putting it top 10 for now because I can't think of games that
Okay.
came out. I can think of at least like 3 or 4, and I don't want to put a top 5 just yet, but
Hmm.
I do really like it. And I mean, this makes it sound like that first expansion is coming January or February.
Yeah, which is surprising because this game only came out a couple weeks ago, and they're already announcing
But
this is the way to do it, in my
it was
opinion.
delayed. You got to remember that. So they could
Yeah,
have had the game mostly ready and then already been working on this and then polished it up, released it,
yeah,
and had this to. Plus, they already have the framework.
yeah. I just mean at least communication, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And this is hitting perfect for me as someone who is getting. I'm not like sick of it by any means, but I'm getting a little fatigued. Um, at least knowing we're gonna be adding stuff, we're gonna be changing things up a little bit, maybe adding slide.
So
Um, like it's good for me to at least know that even if I'm done for now, like I know I'm gonna want to go back because I did enjoy this so much and I thought it was so fun. So,
plus, it's
yeah,
like having options come that time of year where like
yeah,
you can play Halo until like February, and then if you need like a week break, we can play this. I doubt we
yeah,
will, but if you do,
yeah, we'll see. Between like Call of Duty and Halo and stuff, um, we'll see where this falls. But yeah, definitely cool to see them communicate and kind of give us set expectations and whatnot. As John said earlier, semi breaking news. This was announced earlier today that Naruto is joining Fortnite, and I'm pulling this from Ana
let's
Diaz at
go.
Polygon. It says, "Yep, Naruto is coming to Fortnite, and he will be available in November, so this month. Get ready, Naruto Shippuden.
Yep,
Nice. Uh, really
you got it.
trying
I
to
mean, basically speak
yeah,
Japanese.
Uh, no, I do not. I hardly speak English, brother. Naruto Shippuden will be dashing its way into Fortnite. Epic Games confirmed on Wednesday. For now, we don't have any details about specific characters or new items, but we at least know that the rumored crossover event is in fact true and will release on November 16th. So 6 days from now. Um, don't play Fortnite. Haven't watched Naruto yet.
Fucking better.
But John, let the people
I'm
know. Let the
I'm
good people know how excited you are.
I'm so stoked. I've said it before that Fortnite's my second favorite battle royale. Uh, Apex being first, and that's I hated Fortnite. If we did the show a year ago, all I would have done, Fortnite would have been Nintendo. It would have felt my wrath. But
Oof.
then I played it, and I was good at it, and it was fun, and I was like, "Fuck, I think I'm hooked." So introducing characters that I like, I mean that makes it all the better. Granted, I mean it's gonna be a paywall, but
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
if it's like $5, $6, I don't give a shit.
That'll probably be
Can you?
20.
It's like $7 to be able to buy the battle pass that comes with all the stuff.
Mm.
Um, I but I can you imagine like so when they did the Martin Luther King thing with Rick and Morty, and you saw a bunch of Rick and Morty like at the like memorial thing learning about Martin Luther King. They're gonna have another event like that with Naruto characters just fucking doing that run everywhere. Dude, it's going to be so fucking dumb. I'm so excited.
Um uh that the I mean obviously so we're saying the Rick and Morty and MLK thing like
That was fucked
um
up. That was so
it
stupid.
they did not intentionally have them together, but it just happened to be a crossover that we weren't expecting.
People
Um
doing that stupid fucking dance in front of Martin Luther King's like a thing like telling his story. That is
so fucking
someone fucked
awful,
up
dude.
so bad.
Yeah. Um that was terrible. Not as bad as Aaron Rodgers quoting MLK for not wanting to wear a mask.
MLK said, "If you want to get vexed, don't get vexed."
He did, yeah, sure.
What a prick.
Next, well, this is kind of so Naruto was confirmed for Fortnite, but earlier this week we got a possible leak from a data miner in Call of Duty Vanguard. Says Attack on Titan and Call of Duty Vanguard may possibly have a crossover, which obviously would be Warzone as well. This is from Hiram Cryer at Games Radar. Says Attack on Titan's Levi Ackerman might bring his swords into World War II. Call of Duty Vanguard's upcoming content appears to have leaked early from several data miners. Just yesterday, on November 8th, a slate of Call of Duty data miners managed to uncover brand new forthcoming content for Sledgehammer's new game. Firstly, as you can see below, and I'll have this linked into the YouTube description, all of the articles, so you guys can go and look at this yourself. You can see below one data miner claims to have confirmed Attack on Titan crossover event, which itself was referenced in an in-game file earlier this week, revealing that it's likely that the manga character Levi Ackerman will make his way into the game. So if they're competing, like Warzone has Attack on Titan, Fortnite has their Naruto, um, I'm all for it because this is fucking sick, and I don't care how
Well,
much money any of these operators are. I'm in. So
I said this privately. I'm going to say it here. I'm never going to talk about it again. We're going to act like it didn't happen. If this is sick, if it's not just skins, it might be the thing that makes me consider buying Call of Duty. However, if it's just skins, then I'm not doing it. Um, I think. Do you remember World War II zombies,
yes.
where there was that giant that's walking in the trenches, and you have to like go up its feet? And
Oh
if
yeah,
they do
yeah,
an event like that in zombies with Titans, where
yeah.
you have to like shoot the back of their neck, you jump up or whatever, maybe I'm in again.
You
But if it's
know,
just skins, then I'm out. If they're that uncreative, then I like when collaborations have some sort of substance.
yeah. So I was trying to think how they would even incorporate this into Warzone, and I'm like, there's no way they're making an event in Warzone where they're putting Titans in and stuff like that. But the zombies, actually, I can see
It
that
makes
a
sense.
hundred
Well,
percent.
did you see the pictures in the article?
Some, yeah, most of
They
it
have
actually.
the render of like the swords, so it's like
Yeah,
it's gonna be a weapon. But like, if they have to do some sort of event, you can't do something like
yeah,
this with a mode like zombies and not do some sort of crossover event,
yeah.
or else
I'm
you're
telling you,
dropping the
I
ball.
they could put a blank check and I or I would just pay whatever is what I'm trying to say. I am
Yeah.
so fucking in on this. Even if it's just like Levi, Aaron skins, like stuff like that. I'm fucking in, dude. I'm all for
Can you imagine
this.
like cartoon anime type graphics on Levi in World War II?
It would kind of look as ridiculous as, or almost as ridiculous as like the even like the Rick and Morty style in Fortnite, how
Fortnite?
just out
Yeah.
of place they looked. Yeah, it was funny. That's another thing. How exactly are they going to do this? Are they going to try to make a realistic looking Levi? Are they going to
Dude. I think they're just going to take one of the I don't know what the operators look like in Call of Duty Vanguard. I'm assuming they're gonna
they're
take
the
one of
same.
them.
They're the same as Warzone and Cold War. They don't look
Yeah, so
crazy out
it's
there.
basically just gonna be one of the characters. Like, what was the dude that had all the skins? He had the beard, the short hair. Can't think of his fucking name. But if they're gonna do something like that, just give it Levi's hairstyle and outfit. It's gonna be one of the existing operators. I don't see them actually trying to put Levi in the game
Hmm. I don't know. We'll
because then
see. This whole
you
thing
have to
this
make
whole
it
thing might not even
realistic.
happen. This could be just some full of shit.
The thing is,
Whatever.
Attack on Titan comes out next month, so it would make sense.
January. I thought.
Maybe it's January. I thought it was the end of December. Could be early. It could be January.
I don't know. It's coming
I
soon
think it
though.
might. Either way, yeah. So it makes sense that they would do an event for the release of that, uh, especially with how popular Attack on Titan has become.
Right. Yeah. You can kind of tell how mainstream it's gotten because you're starting to get all these people saying how it's overrated. And once
Yeah,
things like that start to be become a popular opinion, then you know that something's really gotten
dude, it's so
mainstream.
popular that the people behind it, that Vinland Saga I told you guys to watch, it's
Yeah.
the people that made Attack on Titan. Amazon Prime ordered an
Oh,
Amazon anime from them.
wow. Yeah. Um, I actually a little side note here. Are you watching? Is that what the only anime you're watching right now? Did you finish it?
I finished. Yeah, I finished that. Finished all the ones I'm watching. I think.
Hmm. Yeah, I went to start Tokyo Ghoul. My brother he's been like kind of recommending and kind of like guiding, like picking what I watch next. For the most part, if he recommends some like crazy ass thing with like 400 episodes, like uh I just it's
Yeah.
too much of a commitment for me right now. But I actually did restart Death Note. It was I started or I actually watched that back when it like came out with my cousin, and I was 11, so it's not like I fucking retained anything or
It
retained
didn't
much. And I
stick. Yeah.
watched things. I watched certain episodes here and there throughout, but I'm actually like starting at the beginning and going through it. It's short enough, and god damn, it's so fucking good, dude.
It didn't grab me. Last time you and Steven
No,
told me about it, I watched like 2 or 3 episodes to try to get into it. And I was like, I could be spending my time doing other things.
it's so quick. It like
But
it
that's
the
so
pacing is so, it's like boom boom boom, things are happening.
the
So
other two shows I started were Vinland Saga, which is only one season. I think it's like 20 episodes. And Jujutsu Kaisen, which is another one season.
yeah.
So like
Um
I sort of taken that thing. After finishing Naruto again, it's like I can't do another one like that.
yeah. Also, last Thursday I saw the My Hero Academia, the new movie, which was really fucking awesome. It
Yeah, Nick said it was really good.
nothing like groundbreaking or anything, but it's just like really solid. Um, Especially because the fifth season. Did you finish the fifth season yet?
I think so.
um Without spoiling anything, it's just very like slow and not a ton happened. A lot, it felt like a lot of filler. This movie like doesn't it's gonna have no impact, at least I don't think so, on the main season storyline or whatever. But um dude, I get so hyped during like crazy fight scenes and stuff, and Demon Slayer and My Hero, just for whatever reason, the fight scenes in those like get me like I'm like shaking. I'm like getting like really fucking hyped, and I'm like whispering to Nick. I'm
Dude,
like, let's fucking go, like in the movie theater and stuff.
that's why
Um
like I don't even care if you watch Naruto, but Boruto, which is like it's Naruto Next Generation, it's their kids. It has some of the best fight scenes I've ever seen in anime.
yeah.
Like that's not even an exaggeration. And that's what I really want you to watch, but you can't do it without all the context, or else it makes no
Listen,
sense.
I when I feel like I'm ready for a commitment, I will get there. I look at Death Note, it's like 36 episodes. It's like, okay, nice short little fling, and then we move on to when I feel like I'm ready to settle down, maybe put a ring on it. Then I will get to Naruto, promise.
It's never
Uh
gonna happen.
yes it will. I'm gonna you know what? I promise by the end of next year I will have the entire show watched. That is
I
a
have to
you can
start tomorrow.
See, when you say shit like that, then I definitely don't want to.
Dude, there's a lot of filler and the filler is good. So like it's fucking 500 episode series.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot.
Yeah, stop talking about it, or else I'm gonna take back what I committed to.
No, you
Next
already did.
up,
You did it publicly.
we got Horizon Forbidden West gameplay. More of that dropped. It's starting to seem like we're getting bits and bits and like little pieces, and we're gonna keep getting that for the next couple weeks until it actually drops. Um, which I'm all for. This is really cool. There's a long PS blog, full of a bunch of it's like an interview with one of the developers. But I'm just gonna read just bits and pieces here of things that I thought were really cool. So it starts with the world of Horizon is inhabited by highly advanced machines, technologically advanced robots that have become Earth's dominant species. They come in all shapes and sizes based on various life forms that existed throughout history, such as dinosaurs, prehistoric mammals, and birds. Awe inspiring yet ferocious, they pose a serious threat throughout Aloy's mission. For those of you who don't fucking know what Horizon, the series, is about. Um, so actually, there was one article. I thought I highlighted it, but I lost it apparently. Um, it was talking about one of the birds. Um,
Dude, the birds fucking suck. In the sense that they used to beat my ass and it pissed me off.
yeah, they are, especially like I forgot what they're called, but the huge
Yeah.
storm birds, I think they're called.
Bro, they just fucking bullied me. It's like I'm not trying to fight with you. I'm not even like fly around in the air. You're not landing. Leave me alone. I gotta finish that game.
You do. Okay, so this is where it was. It says we're expanding this catalog further with Horizon Forbidden West. For example, we knew we wanted a slightly bigger flying machine than the Glint Hawk, which resulted in the Sunwing, but it needed a place and a role in the world. We studied various flying reptiles and primitive birds for inspiration and came up with a concept for their wings collecting solar energy during sunny weather. This in turn created an interesting gameplay dynamic. Sunwings will be vulnerable when they are harvesting solar power, but are also more alert to potential predators when they are idle. Unique behaviors like these become the basis and are then expanded on when we define the machines' roles in the world. We always make we always want to make sure that the machines are connected and they serve a greater purpose. So the whole machine ecosystem is in harmony, just like real world. So like I said, there's a ton of stuff here. Basically, the gist of it is they're just going all in on this. They had a groundwork laid with Zero Dawn, and now they're just going balls to the wall, like in every term, like or every like gameplay, different machines, environments, everything is just being amped up, and like I just keep getting more and more excited for it.
Dude, the fucking the mammoth that was in the trailer was
Tremor
insane.
Tusk, yeah.
Yeah, I'll call it a mammoth.
Um,
But like it I mean, this looks fucking wild.
where so I know you haven't finished the first one, but where is your like excitement level with this?
Oh, it's still like a 9. That's so like it's like a 9 or 10. I didn't finish it because I didn't want to. My thing was I took a break from streaming when I got sick, and then it just sort of went on the back burner.
Right.
You know what I mean?
um, is it day one for you or
Oh, I'm definitely yeah.
word?
That's I want to finish it before that comes out, and then by that day one and probably that first weekend beat it.
Yeah, dude. I already took time off of work for it. That's how that I like just could not get any more excited. Like there are a handful of games that I will actually take off time for from work to play, and this is one of them. So
When is the release date?
February 18th.
18th, which is a Friday. I might take that day off. If I
So
if
I have to sneeze really bad.
do it, do it, do it,
I
do
was
it,
trying
do it,
to, but
do it.
once I muted my microphone, it went away. It'll come back.
It
Um,
your sound canceling cuts out when you're laughing too, so I can't hear it. I can just see it, and not
that's
being able to
awful.
hear it.
That's
Yeah, it makes
awful.
me feel terrible about myself. Makes me feel like the laughs aren't coming.
Yeah, it's like when people fake laugh on it, like, and they don't even try to like project any
Yeah,
kind of sound. Yeah.
drives me
Uh,
nuts.
I don't. The only time I don't make noise when I laugh is when it's too funny and I can't breathe and my face turns red. Um, next up, John, you're not gonna give a fuck. But this is from Ali Jones at Games Radar. It says Sony's new patent could bring real-time image upscaling to PS5 and PSVR. PS5. I think it's just called PSVR 2. Actually, I don't think it has a name, but that'd be
If
a
they
weird
call it
name for it.
PSVR 2, that would be awful. I don't want that.
You think that's worse than PSVR PS5?
I think just call it PSVR.
They have to call it something else than the original PSVR.
Dude, I'm getting sick of all the letters.
Anyways,
This Xbox, but I've had enough.
just do like I guess that would defeat the purpose anyways. Just call it the new Xbox or the new PlayStation. Um okay, anyways. Ali Jones at Games Radar. So it says the machine learning patent sounds a little like NVIDIA's DLSS image upscaling. So Sony appears to be working on bringing real-time image upscaling to PS5 and potentially PSVR, PS5. A new patent filed by Sony Interactive Entertainment, this is through Reset Era in the article, outlines a plan for a computer implemented method for completing an image. Traditionally, images can contain regions of missing or corrupted image data. Various processes exist for filling in those gaps, but machine learning techniques can be performance intensive or time consuming. To bypass those issues, Sony's new computer implemented method involves generating a mask of the image, revealing some sections of it and hiding others before altering it, and then applying filling processes based on the presence of absence of holes. Eventually, the computer will learn relatively simple means of categorizing whether a hole should be there or not, allowing to fill things in more quickly with less computational power. Anyways, um, basically what this does is it takes your game or whatever it's rendering, shrinks the resolution down, and then uses AI to like upscale the image back. So it's rendering at a smaller resolution, so it's using less of your system's like hardware and stuff, and but still projecting and making the image out to be, so it will take a 1080p game and upscale that to 4K, and it uses AI super sampling to project an image that is very, very, very similar. Oftentimes, you cannot tell any difference between a an upscaled 4K, 1080 4K, and a native 4K when it's done right. Um,
Okay.
so this is something that's in like RTX cards, and AMD is like kind of finding their way with their version of it. But DLSS is like, so I've been using it on my laptop with RTX 3060, and I was playing um, Vanguard with it, and I am playing at 1440p and getting like 180 frames per second on um, using DLSS. Having that because the 1440p renders the game at 720, so it's like playing at 720, but it is outputting at a sharp 1440p. So I figured it was a matter of time before Xbox and Sony start figuring out a way to get this on their consoles, whether they make a deal with Nvidia or um, for like next generation. But it looks like Sony's doing it for PS5, and that would explain how they are able to do 8K
Yeah.
um, when that becomes more like normal. Um, it's easy to look at or to think 8K, and on the PlayStation box it says 8K and as one of the features, and it's easy to look at that and be like, there's no fucking way
Dude,
we're ever
I
playing
saw
games
that.
at 8K.
I saw that and I was like, my TV is maxes out at 720. It might explode if it actually hits 720. Like, how the fuck are people getting 8K? Granted, like I have a new TV coming, so like I even that I think it's 4K. It's not.
Yeah, well, so even a couple years ago a 4K TV seemed like it was way too premium for a normal household, and now I would
Yeah.
say it's coming becoming more and more normal. um I think by the end of this generation, we're going to get to a point. I think in 7 years, well, maybe 7 years, we're going to get to that point where 8K is becoming a little bit more normal in households. And the PSV or the PS5 is going to be using uh, this, whatever they're going to end up calling it, and basically rendering a game at 4K, but it's gonna upscale to 8K, so you're playing a game at 8K technically in like resolution, even though it's gonna be native at 4K. Um, the problem
So
is, oh, go ahead.
I mean, it has nothing really to do. I guess it kind of does. Do you think Sony would, instead of focusing on studio buyouts, focus more on like partnerships with like companies like Nvidia to make
Um,
their consoles run stronger?
no, I think they kind of got it figured out themselves. I think they partnered with Nvidia for their PlayStation PC um brand. I
Yeah.
don't think we covered that, but PlayStation announced their own like PlayStation PC like label, which I think is going to end up coming like with a PlayStation storefront on Windows. And they already announced that God of War 2018 is going to have DLSS. So I think on that side of things, they're gonna be partnering with Nvidia, but I think that this is going to become way more normal until we get to that next generation, because render rendering games at native 4K for even high end cards, the graphics cards in the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X generally is at 30 frames per second. It can't handle like a 3090 like maxed out is it can get closer to 60 frames on like lower like anything that is like Horizon or like The Last of Us. Rendering at 4K is really intensive. So rarely do we get like a 60 frames per second. So by the end of this generation, I think it's going to be a lot like 4K for the PlayStation 4 Pro, where we're getting 4K, but it's at 30 frames per second. And even the PlayStation 4 Pro was upscaling most of their games anyways. Um,
Yeah.
and keep in mind, I am so limited in my knowledge of this. It's very like low level type of stuff. Um, it's not the most like scientific way of saying this, but um, it's just cool. This type of technology makes me really excited. It's so crazy to see. Like my laptop, I use DLSS on Back for Blood, and I actually play that at 4K, like 75, 80 frames per second, like have it hovering there. Um, which is more performance that you get in a PlayStation 5. Just using
Yeah.
upscaling techniques and stuff, which is crazy because 3060 is like technically a budget card. But anyways, it's just my nerd shit, and I appreciate you letting me go on about it. But
I'm
I'll
trying to
stop
learn
myself.
more about it so I can stop making fun of you and because like I'm like the bully that's like you know how he's broke and he's got problems at home so he just picks on somebody else. That's me with like your nerd shit because I don't understand it and I want to, but the fact that I don't understand it makes me upset.
Yeah.
So I have no choice but
I
to bully you.
I really 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 recommend Digital Foundry. YouTube channel. They actually recently their channel got I think hacked or something, and it got taken down, and they're kind of but a lot of the shit that I learn is through them, and I love watching their videos. They explain a lot of like how um like DLSS works and ray tracing and how like screen like the reflections of ray tracing. The games can have ray tracing, but they're at lower. The actual ray tracing quality is like lower, and so it's not as like just a whole bunch of different stuff like that. It's just really interesting to me. So I recommend anybody and you to give Digital Foundry a follow on YouTube.
Speaking of hacks, and this is just gonna be a quick thing. We were told in the comments of the last video that we were put on the uh like US marching band thing, like for a competition, like an advertisement for us. No idea where that came from, but I mean, shout out to whoever did it.
Yeah, I didn't
I
understand what that was about, and I don't know. I mean, this dude, I, I don't know, I forgot your name, but he
apologies for that.
watched 2 episodes and was commenting.
Yeah,
Really, really cool to see. I don't know what the hell he was
we
talking
we
about.
we appreciate the support. It's just when you told us that it was on like the I forgot what the competition was called, but it's a marching band competition. When you said it was a bold
Yeah,
advertisement, I'll let you know that wasn't us. We
yeah.
had no idea what was going on.
If we were on some kind of like jumbotron somewhere, it was not by our own doing. I don't know where
Yeah,
the fuck it came from.
no idea how it happened, but I mean, grateful for it.
Yeah, shout out to you, brother. Hope you stuck around. Hope you came back to watch
Yeah,
this.
we appreciate
But
it.
um, okay, couple more, and then we're done with the news, and we'll jump into the topic of the show. But much like Mario Kart 9, we are not getting a Elder Scrolls for a quite a long time as well. So
Is
this,
Bethesda the Nintendo of developers?
what do you mean?
Like they just keep re-releasing the same game and charging money again and not putting out new content and saying you fucking pussies will enjoy it. You cowards, you baby dicks. You'll buy our product. And then the people do. This is what the fifth Skyrim release. And now they're saying there's not going to be a new Elder Scrolls for God knows how long.
Oh, okay. Not oh, because I thought you were saying that basically like Oblivion is the same as Skyrim is the same as whatever, which I don't
No,
agree
no,
with.
no, no, no. I appreciate that they actually put effort into the games. What I'm saying is it takes them fucking forever, and they just keep releasing the same shit over and over in the meantime to try to make up money,
Yeah.
and I don't
This
like
is
that.
from Ollie Jones at Games Radar. It says Todd Howard hints at a potential The Elder Scrolls 6 release date. Uh, it says Elder Scrolls 6 might not be ready to release until 2026. Pain. According to a new interview with Todd Howard. In an interview with IGN, it was put to Howard that it's going to be roughly probably 15 years between Elder Scrolls games because of Bethesda's current focus on Starfield. A 15-year gap from Skyrim's original release date in 2011, junior year of our high school,
Well, I mean,
would
I'm looking right
mean
now. That was Skyrim's original release date was tomorrow our
November.
recording
Yep.
time, 11/11/11/2011.
Yep.
Uh, so tomorrow is the 10-year anniversary. We got 5 more years after that.
Yeah. So in another article that I will also put in this description, I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's also on Games Radar. He basically Todd Howard said it was like Starfield was like a now or never. They basically got done with Fallout 4, they like their options were either after Fallout 4 in like 2015. What it was either we start on Elder Scrolls 6 or we do Starfield, this brand new world. um, Man, so a couple things to think about here for me at least. Um, when I've been anticipating this game because Skyrim was like it just shook my whole universe. Playing that back in 2011. It was my favorite game until I played Breath of the Wild. Just fucking insane, dude. Like, and was I believe it was 4 or 5 years between or Oblivion and Skyrim. I could be wrong. Um, but oh, so it's 2006 to 2011. Um, so I was like thinking 5 years after, or like when 5 years had passed after Skyrim, we should start hearing something soon about Elder Scrolls 6. More years go by, we're just keep getting re-releases on Switch and whatever. Um, I think today I finally just decided that I'm going to pretend like it's never coming and I'm never going to get it.
That's the way to do it.
So that
I
when it does eventually come, I'm going to be fucking thrilled. But man, and then you added an article from Joe Scrubs at IGN. Like I said, won't read the whole thing, but um doesn't know when they're even going to start Fallout 5. So they went fucking they it looks like they went all out on Starfield,
is
which
it so? Am I mistaken to think they're a smaller, like they don't have a big development team?
they have different studios, but that is the main, like their main one is like that's the one who works on.
I it just that feels like so long in between games. And like I get that they're like building worlds from the ground up and stuff.
Yeah.
And like I can't I don't know. I it just seems like so long. Like
Yeah,
10 years is
so
a long time. You're saying 15
yeah.
and then
Um
after that's done then you're going to start Fallout? I mean, I mean, you could build anticipation, but like look what happened with Cyberpunk in anticipation.
do you think maybe at some point you have another studio do it? Like
You have to.
the
I mean,
groundwork is laid.
I would have another studio start Fallout next year. I mean, I wouldn't fuck around with it. If you're gonna release Starfield, which is next year, right? And then start up on Elder Scrolls 6, have another studio start up Fallout.
It's So
Like collaborate with something else.
the reason I just decided to pretend like it's never gonna happen and then just like go into full blown hype for Starfield, I'm just expecting Starfield to be Elder Scrolls 6 for me. Like it's gonna be that, or it's gonna be like that Skyrim revelation where it's like, holy shit, this is amazing. The thought that I had today was, I played Skyrim my junior year of high school. I am not gonna play the sequel to that game until I'm in my 30s. And that just bummed me out.
Ooh,
And I
ooh.
just like decided,
Why'd you say that?
because it's disgusting. I
Oh,
I just have to move on mentally. Um like dad went out for cigarettes and milk, and I finally am just like, he's not coming back. So maybe when he does show up 5 years from now, I'm thrilled. But I gotta expect it not to happen.
I mean, that's 30 years old, dude. Fuck that. At 30 years old, I mean, I'm definitely not gonna be interested anymore.
I'm definitely going to.
Dude, I'm already upset that they're re-releasing Skyrim because I'm fucking sick of that. Now you're telling me I have to wait for the next one till I'm
how
30?
how hyped are you for Starfield?
I've seen very little of it. Bless you. I know that like I should pay more attention to it, but I haven't been.
Well, there hasn't been a lot. It's mostly like articles and stuff that they're talking
And
about, but they haven't shown much of it.
I'm not going to be playing that on my Xbox One. Like
No.
it's either going to be on PC or Series S. Because I'm probably not getting Series X unless it's a Ninja Turtles one. But like
Uh,
I'm not even thinking about it because I don't have anything that can really run it.
yeah.
Especially like buying a new TV. If I play a game like that, I want it to be on my
Well, this is
on a
literally
TV.
a year from now. It's 11.
Yeah.
I think it's 11/11 next year. I think it's the 11th
Oh, good.
anniversary of Skyrim. So
Yeah,
we
good.
got a way long time, but day and date with Game Pass. Uh, Easily going to be Xbox's biggest release next year. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
and like
because
Halo
Halo's
coming,
next month.
Halo's this year. It is just going to be such a massive. I'm really excited for it. I'm super hyped. The only thing that I'm like, the only reason I'm hesitant to get too excited is because of Cyberpunk. Um,
Yeah,
just the hype that went into that, and then the ultimate disappointment.
still haven't played it. I
Yeah.
bought it for PS4 before I realized that you can't upgrade to PS5 because they explained it so poorly. Uh, and then Amazon wouldn't take it back, so now I just have it for PS4, and I can't play it on that.
Um, Damn, that fucking sucks.
Yeah, truly in pain.
Yeah.
As soon as that happened, I was like, I don't even want to play this anymore. I'm fucking over it.
Um, s- but yeah, I just hope that this captures what Skyrim was, or not Elder Scrolls in general. I just hope that it has that feeling of just like, you can get lost and that you can play this game for the next 10 years and still find new things, you know. But we'll see. Cautiously optimistic, I'll say. Last up on the news, we have a another kind of breaking news from earlier today. The Steam Deck was delayed until February next year. This is from the Steam website, posted at 2 o'clock Eastern time today. It says the launch of the Steam Deck will be delayed by 2 months. We're sorry about this. We did our best to work around the global supply chain issues, but due to material shortages, components aren't reaching our manufacturing facilities in time for us to meet our initial launch dates. Um, Not shocked by this.
No,
Um,
I mean, so I'm granted I'm not in like the tech industry, but like I'm in an industry where shipping is important,
yeah,
and we're at a point where like ours like customers' orders are coming in 2 months late or 6 months late. And it's like because everything's fucked up,
yeah,
and like if it's that bad in our industry, I'm assuming tech is worse.
Yeah. The overall chip shortages, the reason why graphics cards are like 5 times what they're actually
I mean,
worth.
fuck, Nvidia made out real well in the past 2 years from like a business standpoint. I mean, the stock prices are fucking skyrocketed since the world shut down.
Yeah. So I didn't pre-order this. I wasn't anticipating buying this anytime soon. I was definitely interested. I at least had my eye on it. Maybe something I pick up in the future, but um, yeah, if you pre-order it, sucks. Just gotta wait a couple more months, but hopefully it'll be worth it. From what I've seen, it does seem like it's a really cool device. But that is it for the news. John,
Yes, sir.
what video games have you been playing this week?
I'm almost ashamed to say it. So we played Back for Blood Friday.
Yep.
Played a little bit of Far Cry Saturday, like during the day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which I'm starting to kind of wind off that now. Um, and then I saw a game that we talked about during last week's tier list episode, uh, the Warriors franchise. So
Okay.
Dynasty Warriors 9 was on sale. And I said, I haven't played it yet. I think I'm going to play it. And I did. I'm
Now,
playing a
how
lot of
much was
that.
this?
13 bucks.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't pay full price. Come on now.
Okay. I
Uh,
well, you said it was on sale. I just want to know by how much?
I think normally it's 40 bucks. So pretty
Okay.
significant. Uh, I'd say that it's not like the other ones. This is like your type of open world where
Okay.
there's it kind of is like I'm not gonna. It's like Breath in the Wild, in the sense there's not a lot of side missions and there's not a lot of like things going on.
Okay.
Uh, but it still, keeps my attention. I voice acting because they were trying to do it during a strike. Uh, the worst voice acting I've ever heard in my
Yikes.
entire life. Like that's not an exaggeration. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, I put this at a solid 0.5.
Oh my God.
Like it is awful. But I mean, if you just ignore that, or if you switch it to Japanese, not bad.
Yeah, I'm sure that helps. Also, have you watched Squid Game?
No, I don't have
We
Netflix.
tried. Oh, facts. The we started watching it, and the English version
I
is
heard it was bad.
embarrassing, dude. It was so fucking cringe. Yeah, that's that. When you said that, that's what reminded me. It reminded me of that. So that's
I
it.
mean, yeah, I haven't. I don't know what's up lately. I just haven't been playing a lot of games. I've been
I
playing like
kind of
one or
feel
two
you.
games like straight through.
It I feel you because it was like
So
we went through those months where it's just like bam, like release
yeah,
after release, and then you're like, taking a
I
break, and
needed
then
downtime.
we know that what's coming, we know what's coming in the
Honestly,
next couple months.
it's also like the book club we were doing. So it was like we wanted to play games that came out on top of
Yeah,
having to play games that
right.
we were trying to talk about, and it was just too much for me. But now it's like, so I know Deathloop I'm gonna finish, Horizon I'm gonna finish. All of those I'm waiting for the new TV that come in that I was supposed to have, like 4 months ago,
Yeah,
uh, so that I can play it and have it look as good as it's supposed to look.
yeah,
So like I'm gonna
dude.
be back on it. It's just, for right now I'm going through the motions.
No, but I definitely feel you though because like usually like my routine is like I get home from work and I will play a game for a couple hours until like my wife gets home, which is down the stairs. She works from home. Um and then like I'll get off and we'll have dinner or whatever, and then I usually hop back on the game until whatever, or unless we like watch something. But like lately, um I'm like slowly starting to get back on that, but I was like getting home from work and either passing out on the couch or like watching a TV show, or which is something that I don't really do. And I don't know if it's like football season too, because usually I have Sundays wide open when football's not on. Um, but basically I'll play whatever on Sunday morning, but once football's on, I literally am just watching
Dude,
football all day.
that's the other thing is like Vikings have a lot of 1 p.m. games. So it's like they end at 4 and then I'm just fucking miserable.
Right.
Like I can't play video games. All I want to do is put my head through a wall. So like
That's
I it's rough.
Yeah, actually, video games really help me because it's like at least I have this. Like there was a time where like the driving forces of my life were like football, professional wrestling, music, and video games. Like it just like I was constantly doing one of those things, like watching or making music or playing video game. It was always something, and like wrestling and the Giants constantly let me down, but like video games, I always had something to like fall back and like, and so like a lot of times when those things do stress me out, or I am just, and I don't even fucking watch wrestling anymore. It's just so like it's sad, but that's
That
what
was the
I
other thing
go.
is like
That's what I fall back on.
this past week I've been working on a little something with music. So I we are up to something for the general public. Uh
And
so I
maybe you'll get to hear it at some point. Who knows?
hopefully uh or else all my hard work is for naught. Uh but I've been doing a lot of that too. Where like
Yeah,
it's just taking up a lot of my time.
yeah.
'Cause I don't know what the fuck
Um,
I'm doing.
Yeah, but actually this week, I played a couple games here and there. I finished Guardians of the
What did you
Galaxy.
play?
Actually, I stayed up really late because I could feel when I was getting towards the end of the game,
Yeah.
and I won't spoil it, but there you think that like you're almost done, and it actually was like another hour plus, but um man, that game was fucking awesome. I really, really recommend anybody who's interested in well, Guardians of the Galaxy for one. If like you're interested in that, like I don't think you can make a better like first game where you're experiment. You could tell they were experimenting with a bunch of stuff, and not all of it worked out like perfectly. There were a lot of like I was saying a couple weeks ago with um the huddle system where
Yeah.
you just like call them around and they say like, oh, we're getting our butts kicked, I'm really scared, and then you have an option of saying uh like, don't be scared, we're gonna kick their butts, or like some way fucking far out answer, then you click that and you get a boot. Like I got to the point where I just stopped using it, and that improved my experience at least. um but like besides the things here and there, the game did so many things right, and there were so many times where like I was getting like goosebumps from some of the storytelling. I really like the story that they told. It really was. I'm not gonna say it's like up there with Spider-Man, um, but if like Spider-Man's like at an A, like this was like a B to B plus. It's like it
See,
was right there.
last time you talked about this, you said I'd say it's on par with Spider-Man. Say
Story.
you said
The story,
you
it
saying
is.
it overall?
I'm saying overall,
Yeah.
with the gameplay and stuff, like Spider-Man just nailed it. They just knocked out of the park. They got everything. Like I didn't have very many issues with Spider-Man. Um, Guardians, I think the next game that they make is going to be on par with Spider-Man. Quite honestly, because I think they're going to learn from some of this stuff. As long as they're taking feedback and stuff, and like um, getting rid of. I think there's too many systems, and then some of the systems that they did have felt kind of rushed. Like so when you're kind of guiding the Guardians, like telling them what to do because you're just playing as Peter Quill. When you're kind of directing Gamora to attack, she has like you can unlock other moves, and it just didn't feel like it actually like changed anything. There were Like I just used the basic move that she had every single time. So there are things here and there that they can improve on, but I really think they laid a very solid groundwork, and the next one that they make is going to be phenomenal. But yeah, it's as good as the Guardians MCU stories in my opinion. It is absolutely phenomenal. Um, really can't recommend that enough. Um, Actually, and it was kind of lengthy too. It was about between 17 and 20 hours it took me to beat. Um, and I actually restarted it. I don't intend to play through it all the way again just yet, but I restarted it because the like I said, I in the beginning of the game, you have the option when you have to throw rocket or to tell um Drax, like, we'll find another way. And in the first playthrough, I decided to throw a rocket, and um, he was fucking or Flarkin pissed. He would not leave me alone after he was. So I wanted to see how much it changed. So I am interested to see like how much of an impact your decisions actually did make. But um, yeah, really, really great job from Eidos Montreal. um, I can't wait to see what they do next with this.
You said it was pretty long and said like 20 hours. In my head, I was thinking like 35.
No.
Our definitions of long are very, very different.
For
Long
a
for me is like,
single
yeah, long for
for
me
a
is like
single
45,
player
50 hours.
for a linear game where it's not like Spider-Man has like
A bunch of
so
shit.
much shit you could do, and that's like 25 to 30 hours if you do a lot of side quests. There's no side quests in this game at all. So for doing going one thing after the next, like it's being linear, it is. I feel like that's a long time, and I guess compared to the games that I've been playing recently, Kana, Deathloop, stuff like that, um, Psychonauts, they hover between like 8 and 12 hours. So it just I don't know.
Yeah.
For a linear game, it felt like it was pretty long to me. Also, the other game I've been playing is Call of Duty Vanguard. Um, Activision Blizzard is still in the middle of a lawsuit for sexual harassment and sexual assault. So I just did want to mention that, remind everyone before I talk about the positives of Call of Duty Vanguard. I've been having a lot of fun with this. It just been playing with my brother. Um, the gameplay has been really solid. It really just feels like Modern Warfare with World War II skin with just like different like enhancements and game like quality of life stuff. Um, if it's sharp, the gunplay is fun. It's Call of Duty. Like it, I don't know. It's comfort food for me. And yeah, and actually, Zach and I play a little bit of the zombies for the first time today. Um, I don't hate it. It would be interesting. I would really be interested to see what you think of it because you have been the zombies guy in our friend
Big
group.
fan. I heard that the zombies was awful. Everything I read about people that are like tried to like people that like it like me have said that it's bad. So I don't know yet.
I didn't think it
I
was
also
like
I didn't have any plans of really of playing this one. And I think that sort of solidified it for me. Like I said, if the Attack on Titan stuff is like substantial and not
yeah,
just skins, I might consider it.
right.
But like
The
if it is just another Call of Duty game, then I would like Halo's coming out and granted I'm not spending $60 on Halo, but like
right.
then come next year we got so many games coming out that if I don't have to spend 60 on Call of Duty or 70
Yeah.
on Call of Duty, I'm not, I can't.
No, I feel I definitely feel that. I feel what you're talking about. Like I said, like if my brother didn't buy this game, I probably wouldn't have bought it. I just got like, it's just something that we it's our like I said, it's our comfort food. The zombies,
I'll,
so what I'll say about the zombies real quick is that they're going to add to it. They admitted that the first they're calling it the preseason, so it's not even like the first season of the battle pass, it's just the preseason. um the When the first season starts, they're adding a lot more to zombies. The idea that they have right now, I really do kind of dig. It's so basically, to give like
I
a rough.
saw that it was like objective based, right?
Yeah, yeah. So you start in this like little like I call it the quad. It's just like a it's just like a main hub almost, and zombies are coming through in the hub too. But then you go to these like portals that are surrounding, and each portal has an objective. So one is like, I think it's called Blitz, and you go through this portal, and the Blitz objective is you have to survive a certain amount of time, and then they just start throwing zombies at you like crazy, and you have to survive that amount of time. Then you go back to the hub, and then you go to another portal, and there's like um I forgot what the objectives are called, but you have to, like, when you kill zombies, they drop tablets, and you have to take the tablets and bring it to this thing, and like, so the objectives are, they have a cool idea for it. I just think that
That's
they needed more time.
that's Outbreak.
Yes, there
That
well,
sounds
so
that
they
sounds like
have
Outbreak.
one of the objectives is you have to follow the little thing, the little shield that goes around whatever environment, and you have to, so it's all these little things all
Well,
into this one
yeah, so it's
zombie game
like
mode.
the Outbreak thing from was
Cold
it
War.
Cold War? Was I think that was the last thing they added to it, where it is objective, like it's mission based in order to get through the
Yeah.
levels, and then you jump through the portal and you go through different like
Hmm.
locations, and that's basically what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And
Well,
they said that,
Treyarch is it. They are the ones
well,
doing zombies for this game.
and I think that's why people were so upset, at least from what I've seen, is because they wanted turn-based zombies back. They wanted turn-based zombies on good maps, and instead they got this, and it's like
Yeah.
not even completely ready because I mean it's the preseason, I guess if that's what they're calling it.
Yeah.
So like that's another thing. I don't, because that is the one thing I really like, and I know no one else really likes it to that level.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's like it I don't know. It's nothing I can justify right now.
Yeah. Like I said,
I will
it's
say
it's
you two in the group chat having a standoff to see who would buy it first was so fucking funny.
um we knew the whole time that we were both buying it.
Oh,
Like,
I was literally talking to my mom about how like I was considering buying it and didn't, and then I saw you guys in a standoff, and I was like, I guarantee you in 20 minutes they're both gonna have it.
it was
And it was
downloaded
like,
already.
yeah, it was like in 15 minutes you guys were done. You guys were ready to play.
Um yeah. So like I said, it's been fun so far. Haven't even sniffed the campaign. Um but yeah, it's Call of Duty, and Call of Duty's gonna Call of Duty. But other than that, we did play Back for Blood, like you said, um, on Friday. But and then we played a little. I hardly remember. there
Gang
was a
Beast.
game. There's a game that we played at the end of the night that I don't
Gang
recall
Beast.
much.
So good.
But yeah.
Game of the year. I don't know when it came out, but it's game of the year this year.
All right. We've been going for a minute. So we're gonna jump into the topic of the show. John, today marks the 1 year anniversary of the Xbox Series X/S release date. In two
Today
days from now.
for
Yep.
podcast listeners, November 10th, 2021. So when this
Uh,
releases, it'll be November 12th.
which is the 1 year anniversary for the PlayStation 5. Uh,
Look at that.
that is crazy. I cannot believe that it was a year ago already.
I remember you dropping mine off and having to carry that box that is half of the size of my body up the stairs of my apartment, trying to make sure no one saw.
Yeah. Dude, I sat like a child waiting for I sat there and looking out the window waiting for FedEx to come and drop it off. It was so bad, dude. Man, I it felt like this last year felt like it was nothing because it
Yeah,
like we're already a seventh through the generation, if you want to think of it that way.
seventh.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd
They
say a
usually
tenth.
last 7 years. They usually last 7 years.
No, we'll have a PS5 Pro, PS5,
Yeah,
PS5 Super. P-
the PS4 launched in 13. Then we got a PS4 Pro in 16 or 17, and then in 2020 the five. It's 7 years every year. Um, so or
what was
every generation
7 years?
is
7 years every year.
John. Fuck you. So the idea
You
for today's
fucking
show
fool.
is we are going to grade the first year of both consoles. Well, I guess the PS5 and then the Xbox Series consoles. Um, I'm just going to group the series consoles together. I'm not going to give them separate grades because they are mostly the same. Um,
And I want to
with,
preface it by saying I have no hands-on experience with the series consoles. I have
yeah,
not touched them yet.
yes, I have a PS5 and an Xbox Series S. Um, but John does have a PC, and that does count. Like I guess so. You can't give a grade on the what?
I mean, it doesn't count as a Series S. I've played some of the games that came out made for Series, like the current generation. Is it new? Is it current?
I guess we're calling it current because we're a year in. So
Yeah, so the current generation.
yeah,
Uh, yes, I played games made for it, but I haven't played on those consoles, which is a different experience,
yeah.
I would assume.
So um, I kind of broke for myself at least. I broke down my grading into um, four different categories. So what we'll do is since today is for the Xbox anniversaries, we'll start with Xbox. And the first category that I did was the user interface updates throughout the year and features that the console has. Um, and so basically what I wrote was that Xbox this year has kept a if it isn't broke, don't fix it. Um, and I think that it mostly has paid off for them. The UI looks the same as the Xbox One. There's nothing exciting, but it works. What Xbox there are three features that Xbox has that separates it from the PS5, and for me, that is variable refresh rate, um, which like my TV supports, but PS5 does not support. So VRR, quick resume, and smart delivery. Did you have something to say?
Yeah, explain the first one like I'm a toddler.
So when your refresh rate in video games like alters sometimes pretty regularly, especially if you're pushing like if you have a 120 frames per second mode. Um, Warzone, for example, on next generation consoles have a 120 hertz mode, but sometimes you don't get that full. Like we'll get 90, and it'll fluctuate from like 90 to like 110 and 120. So your frame rate is constantly moving. Variable refresh rate basically just adjusts your screen to whatever uh the game is
Like works
outputting.
the best. Oh,
It's changing with the game. So whatever
okay.
but so if your screen doesn't have or your if it doesn't have the variable refresh rate, then you that's where you get kind of screen tearing where things will like look because the frame rate is outputting at something that it's not actually hitting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just a minor thing, but PlayStation said they're gonna have it. It's been a year and they don't. Xbox had it at launch, but that's the least of the three. But the other two are huge for me. The quick resume and smart delivery, where quick resume is You close out of a game, you start another one, you jump back into that game, you're right where you are. It takes like no time. And playing on the Series S compared to PS5, which is a more expensive console, having that feature and then going to PS5 where it's like my premium console and having to restart the game again, load it all back up.
I
Um,
I believe PS5 has a switcher.
yes, but it
Uh,
still closes the game out if you open another game.
I did it with Ghost of Tsushima and something else that we were playing, and it didn't close it all the way out. It did have to load. Like it took a second to load. It wasn't as quick as like I've seen Xbox being, but
Hmm.
it didn't
Yeah,
shut it all the way out. I don't
it has
think.
always shut it out for me. It's never let me have two apps open at once. Um, but then Xbox has smart delivery, which is whatever game you buy, it installs the best version for whatever console you have. And even in our friend group alone, there's been times where like you were playing Cold War when it came out last year, and you're like, "What? This game doesn't even look that good."
Oh
You're
yeah, I
playing
was
the
playing
PlayStation 4
PS4.
version, yeah.
Yeah,
Um, so
but like
that
to be
just
fair,
eliminates the confusion.
I don't know how to read. So
No, but it
like,
wasn't just you. It was thousands
oh,
of
I know
people.
that's a common issue. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean that's we're sticking with Xbox, but like with PlayStation, that was one of my biggest issues at launch. Is like the way they explained the upgrade system and stuff was just it made no
yeah,
sense. It was so convoluted.
yeah. So basically, I gave the UI and like updates a B plus. Um, the next category I had was exclusive games, which we've talked heavily about with Xbox. They lean a lot on third party publishers. Um, like delaying Halo was such a big blow to them. You had Psychonauts 2, but it was also on PlayStation. So you had like indie games throughout the year, nothing big until yesterday, November 9th, when Forza Horizon 5 hit, which was a massive game release. I think the count was like over 4 million players who were playing on launch day, which is the biggest first party Xbox game ever. So that's huge, and that does give it a boost. I gave it a C plus. Um,
So like I think that's being generous. I'd give it like a D because like they until Forza they didn't have a first party game.
Yeah, well, so the medium was exclusive for a little bit. Then they had Death's Door, which was exclusive for a little bit. Um, so I did give them some, and Psychonauts, I gave them some kind of credit for because it is at least first party. Um, but then with the Forza Horizon 5, that really like is the reason why it received that. I mean, if we're having this conversation a month from now, Halo's there, this probably goes up a little bit more too.
Oh, when
Um,
Halo comes out, I'd probably give it like a C plus B minus.
yeah. So um, yeah, C plus for that. The next category was accessories and third party support. Um, to me, this is where Xbox thrived this year. It was
Yeah.
we're having cool partnerships. We're making this Far Cry Xbox Series X. We're making a Ninja Turtles and a SpongeBob Series X. We're making all this stuff. We're letting you customize your own controllers. You can make it say whatever you want. You can make whatever
That's the
color.
sickest part.
Yeah. It just feels like every time I open up Twitter, we're getting another cool ass partnership. Some or another game's coming to Game Pass, a third party game. It's just like they're very in tune with their community, and I really think that's where I give them an A plus for it. Um,
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
you got a Halo Elite controller, which is should be coming in the mail soon. Um,
Oh, you
I'll
actually
ha-
you went through with it?
Yeah, baby.
Oh
So I'll
yeah.
have that. You guys, I'll have that for you guys to look at. Maybe next week, the week after, who knows? But yeah, I'll show you. I'll give you guys a little sneak peek on that. Um, you have the Xbox Series, the Halo Series X. Even like I know that it was limited and still hard to get. Um, it's just they are just killing it.
Yeah.
It's easy to overlook the fact that they don't have the first party games up until now because of how much they've been doing with third parties and with their community and like with Game Pass and stuff like that. So I gave them an A+ for that.
I mean just the controllers alone that I mean genuinely that made me want to buy a next gen console just for those because like I didn't want to
Yeah,
use it on my Xbox One, but like those are fucking sick. And plus, it's like isn't it like $80 a controller? It's kind of steep, but
I'm not sure, but yeah, even
for
though
a custom controller,
you don't want to use it on your Xbox One, but you could, which is
yeah.
fucking sick. That's so cool. And your PC, it works on your PC too. But the last category I did was hype for the future. Um, Xbox has done a really good job over the last couple months communicating their plans for the future. The releases they've had a couple different conferences now. Um, like Starfield is obviously the one of the pillars next year, along with like God of War, Horizon, and Elden Ring. Um, we have the like Redfall, and there's more coming next year. Um, although the issue that I have is that there's still some uncertainty, at least from me. Like the quality of games, is it going to be there?
Yeah.
Whereas I'll talk about later with PlayStation, like we know what to expect. I gave him a B+ um, for communicating and setting expectations and stuff, and kind of where we know we're kind of we have a good idea where we're headed. So overall, averaging all these up, we sit at about a B+ for the entire year for Xbox, which is kind of crazy to think because they didn't have any first party games up until now. Um, but I as a uh, Xbox owner, like I feel excited for everything that's still coming. So yeah, B+ overall for the Xbox Series consoles. Um, for PS5 now, I felt like I kind of dominated that first part of the conversation, but now we have we're gonna go to the PS5 for UI. Did you want to kind of go along with me with this, or did you want to grade it yourself? Like however way
No,
you
no,
wanted to do it.
I'm gonna go along with you.
Okay.
Uh, you just had the experience with Xbox and I didn't, so I figured I'd give
Yeah,
you take
yeah,
turns.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so for UI, like updates and features, I'll let you go. Bless
Thank you. What'd you say? I was dying
the
over here.
UI, the
Okay.
user interface, and
Um,
like the features that the PlayStation has.
DualSense goes a long way for me. Uh, I think I think I'd give it a B plus. I think the interface isn't. I mean, it's basically just the same as PlayStation 4, the nice fresh coat of paint on it.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, it's nothing special. Um, I'm gonna try to pull up the list. That way, I don't have to keep asking you what we're talking about.
Okay.
Um,
I'll add a little bit. Or did you have more to say about that?
no, no, go for it.
Um. So for me, like I said, like lacking VRR, quick resume, and smart delivery, um, where that those were standout features for the Xbox, like kind of hurt. Um, But the thing is, PlayStation did the opposite of what Xbox did, where they created a whole new user interface. Xbox just took their Xbox One and moved it
Yeah,
over and made it faster. So I gave PlayStation a little bit of leeway here, where some of the stuff like and they've been updating it and changing it as the years gone on. Like y- getting into a party chat when the PS5 first came out was kind of a nightmare. And it's
I
still
I
not
think
great.
that took just an adjustment period. Like now, I think
Yeah,
it's relatively easy, but changing it from what it was to what it is now is
yeah.
like a shock.
Um,
But what I'll say is like even so, like when I have my DualSense plugged into my PC, it still operates the same way playing Far Cry 6 as it would on my PS. Like that controller is I guess that's accessories, not uh this shit. But like it's
well,
so
you're talking
fucking
about the features of it, so
it is yeah. That's it is so I love it. This is my favorite controller. Like I don't think I've ever used anything else that's come close to this.
hmm. No, I agree. I mean, the controller's so it just definitely separates the experience from anything else that's available, in my opinion. Um, yeah, another thing for the PlayStation 5 is I just wish that you could hold the PlayStation button to give you the option to turn the console off. I'm so used to that, and that's
Yeah.
how everything else works, and they changed it. It was the way that's how it was on PS4, and they fucking changed it. But yeah, that I think it was just an adjustment period, and everything is really fast. Like everything is super snappy. Like you can get in, and also making the PlayStation Store integrated into the UI has made a lot of difference for me. At least I remember opening the PlayStation Store on PS4 and just sitting there for 30 seconds while the shit loaded.
Yeah.
Um, Having that integrated, everything just looks so like nice. I don't
Even
know.
like the when you're hovering over a game and you can see like things related to this game or streams
Yeah,
related to this, videos like that's fucking sick.
yeah. So I gave it a B plus as well. I just like I said, I gave them a little leeway with like them kind of learning. They added SSD support finally, which took them a little longer than I thought it was going to take them. Um, where I kind of give Xbox credit for having that option day one. I like the PlayStation version better, where you can buy your own SSD and install that. Um, but yeah, everything just looks so like premium, I guess. I don't know what the
Yeah.
word is for it, but it just like
It
is
the to use the comparison used before, it looks like a brand new Mac.
yeah,
Like it looks sleek and clean and
yeah.
professional and
So B plus. Exclusive games. Go ahead.
A plus. I mean, so they came out with what are the exclusives from this year? Deathloop,
I got a
the
list actually of
the
like
PS
the
Now
main ones.
collection. Yeah, read it
Uh
off and refresh
I
my
got
brain.
Demon Souls. And this is for the PlayStation brand. Like there obviously are cross gen, but you cannot play these games on other consoles. Um Demon Souls, Miles Morales, Returnal, Ratchet and Clank, Deathloop, Kena, Bridge of Spirits, and Ghost of Tsushima and Death Stranding Director's Cut. I threw in as like kind of additional. Even if you don't want to include that for your grade, that's fine. But I did
I'm
incorporate it a little
I-
bit.
I'll take those out. I haven't played Kena or Returnal, but the PS Now collection I'm throwing in. Granted, those are old games, but
PlayStation Plus collection, you mean, right?
yeah, what I said PS Now,
Yeah.
PlayStation Plus collection. Yeah, I'm throwing that in there. A plus, 100%. They they fucking knocked out. I mean, Deathloop and Ratchet and Clank alone are incredible.
Yeah, I've played all the games on this list. I also gave it an A plus. Um, there's nothing really to be said. They just are
Yeah,
fucking on another level. Um, it is obviously where Xbox needs to catch up because they are just like
I think
constantly.
that's why I was so harsh and gave them like a C,
Yeah,
because you look at what PlayStation's done and it's like it's not even, it's night and day.
yeah. Next was accessories and third-party support. You can go ahead.
What accessories have I used? I mean, they don't have the plates yet that they said they were gonna have. Uh, they only just came out with the two different colored controllers, like what, a few months ago.
Yeah,
Granted, they have them, but it's still limited to the two.
right.
Um, the headphones were, in my opinion, way overpriced for the ones that came out with the
All the
like the
Pulse
four
3D,
the 4D sound or whatever. Whatever,
the
does they
the
call it
3D
3D?
audio. Yeah, 3D
Yeah,
audio.
that's what I don't know why I was thinking 4D. That's feeling. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I'd give this like a C. I
We're
mean,
on the same exact page.
they really didn't do much as it like as far as accessories go.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, that's why I didn't know whether to count the controller in this
Mm-hmm.
or not. Because if you count that, I'm bumping it up to a fucking B minus. The controller is that good, but I mean the customization that Xbox allows that PlayStation just doesn't
The
is,
controller colors I included in this, and the fact that we have two options, and one's just black.
well, technically three. It's the white, black, and red.
Well,
Um,
the white I don't count. Like that's the default.
yeah, but I mean, in the same sense that I mean, no, I guess you're right. I was gonna say like black is the normal standard, so I mean,
For
but you would still count
Xbox,
that as
kind
like
of.
a general, it's still a
Yeah,
colorway.
yeah. Um, yeah, I gave it a C as well. Um, I said it was the weakest part of the year for PlayStation. Um, it's just they're so like weird and particular about who they choose to work with, and like we have not
Yeah,
seen any even hint of an exclusive like variant of a PS5. Um, like
I
even if it's just a couple that they like wrap like they have like giveaways or something, how Xbox does,
well,
like there's just nothing.
I think it's a supply chain issue.
Xbox is doing it too. Like,
Yeah, but I feel like Xbox is, and maybe I'm wrong. I feel like Xbox is easier to get your hands on than PS5. Not like it's like that much easier. Like you can go in stores and just grab them, but I feel like it's a little bit easier to get a hold of them than it is.
yeah,
Uh,
like
so
PlayStation has sold a couple million more than Xbox to this day, but it's not by a huge. I mean, a couple million is like, but it's
but
not by like a massive amount. It's not like 5 and like 10 million where, I think the gap was way bigger last generation than it is now.
yeah, I guess. I would like for them to, what I was gonna say, I think when Horizon, maybe not Horizon, but God of War comes out, there's gonna be a custom God of War PS5.
It would be cool just to
Um,
see plates, like
well,
different plates that you can.
that's what I'm hoping next year brings.
Yeah,
Especially when they start I mean, they got a heavy list of games coming out next year. I'm assuming they're gonna sprinkle in between games like, oh, now we have this custom thing, we have this custom
yeah.
thing.
I would
Like
hope
I
so.
think I think it's coming. It's just Xbox has blown them out of the water with this
Yeah, it just
for
seems
like the
like they're
first few.
too worried about their aesthetic. Like they're too like,
Yeah.
oh, we want to be premium. We don't want to be like playing around with you like Far Cry. Like we don't want to
Which
be
is,
like,
I mean, you would think they wouldn't be when their console looks like a giant air freshener.
yeah. So C for that, and then the last one is hype for the future. What do you
Oh,
give them?
that's A plus. A plus.
We
Even just for
graded everything exactly the same for PS5.
even just for next year, bro. Like that's there's the only two games I care about are God of War and Horizon. And I mean, you can add on top of that they have Spider-Man 2 coming out and they have a
That's
Wolverine game coming.
2023.
Yeah, but I'm saying like in the next 2 years,
Yeah,
they have that. They have the Wolverine game coming. They have Midnight Suns coming. Like they have games coming.
that I keep wanting to say Parasite Eve.
Foreskin.
It's like Forspoken. Um, that
I
is like
said it right. Why
Project
are you correcting
Project
me?
Project Eve. That game looks fucking sick.
Yeah.
The Knights of the Old Republic remake. Um, yeah, no, it's A plus, A plus 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 plus. Like,
I
um,
overall, I know that it might not average out. Like it might average out to like a B plus, but I'm saying overall, it's an A
I'm
for their
giving them an
first
A
year.
minus for the first year.
That's fair.
Um, I think it is by far the best lineup of games in the first year of a console. Um, most of my game of the year contenders are in the list that I just obviously Demon Souls and Miles Morales was last year. Um, but between Returnal, Ratchet and Clank, Deathloop, Kena, and the reason I do include Ghost of Tsushima at least is because there was added content, and so that's why I added that into the games part of it.
And it was good.
Just the DLC alone was fucking great. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And like yeah, if you average these out, it's probably between like a B plus, but when you like if you weighed like exclusive games weigh a little bit more, like that
If the
that's it matters a little bit more than
yeah, if the
maybe
only thing that's holding
accessories and
it
stuff.
exactly, if that's the only thing holding it back is that you don't have plates
Yeah.
or a bunch of different colored controllers, like who fucking cares? This controller is so fucking innovative and
Yeah.
unique that like that makes up for it. I don't give a shit
Yeah.
what color it is.
I'm excited to see what this conversation is like next year. Um,
Oh, we're gonna look
we're
like idiots.
maybe, maybe not. We're at this point next year, we're looking forward to Starfield next. We probably have played Horizon. We probably have played God of War.
We'll have played Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 remastered because that's coming. They might even
Yeah.
do another Black Ops 2 on top of that, just really pile it on.
Um, a lot's coming, and I'm really excited for it. I'm excited to talk Game of the Year with you in a couple weeks.
Can we make our predictions right now for where gaming will be? Like what new unexpected thing is coming out within the next year?
Within the next year. Yeah, go ahead.
Like from now, I'm saying there's gonna be a new PSP.
No fucking chance. There's no chance. You think it's announced or coming out?
I think they're gonna announce it. I think
Okay.
they're gonna announce they're doing a handheld console for on the
John,
go.
if that is announced, I will pre-order it for you. That's how confident I am that that is
You
not
heard it
coming.
here. You heard it here first, folks. I can't. I'm having a fucking stroke.
Yeah. Well, we've been going for a minute. If I had a prediction, um, oh man, I don't know.
Pornhub
Uh,
will have their own exclusive app on both consoles.
this is too hard to put me on the spot like this.
I,
Um,
I gave you like 30 seconds while I stuttered.
that's too much, bro. Well, then I had to worry about your overall safety while you were having a stroke, so that factors
I
in.
mean, how many times have I almost died in the past couple of years?
Yeah, you're a survivor.
Siri, play Survivor by Destiny's Child.
Is it offensive to say that's the Jew in you?
Good night, everybody.
I don't know. I have a little bit of Jewish
This man
blood.
has 1% Jew in him and he thinks he's having
So
latkes in a couple weeks for fucking Hanukkah, huh?
my first year of knowing. Um I have nothing exciting. I'll say that I think that they're gonna have like third parties are gonna start making their own like versions of DualSense that work with PS5. like we're gonna start seeing a lot more of the like the elite controllers. They're gonna be like $200-300 worth with the back paddles and stuff. The reason I think that we haven't seen a lot of other third party controllers, we have seen Xbox Series X and S third party like wired controllers, stuff like that, just different versions. I think the reason why we haven't seen that with the PS5 is I think it costs a lot more. They have it's essentially HD Rumble, the haptic feedback, stuff like that. Um, they are gonna have to find a way to like if they wanted to make an elite controller with all that shit, it easily would be $300 with all the features that the DualSense has.
It's
So
just so wild, dude.
yeah, yeah, seriously.
You almost take for
Um,
granted that DualSense is only $70 a controller.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, nothing exciting, but I I really am excited for the overall future of games. I feel like the Game Awards is coming. I I just feel like something big is about to be announced. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like something huge is coming soon. I just if you follow Jeff Keighley on Twitter, he'd host the Game Awards and all like he's like the father of gaming right now. He just keeps talking about like just this vibe. I don't know. He's like something like I'm so excited for the future games. We got a lot coming up. Like he had this like if you just look at his tweets, like you just like I don't know what it
What
is. I
if
just
what if there is a not merger, but Sony decides to finally play nice?
yeah, I don't know.
What
I
but I'm saying like what would you say if they did? And like that's the big
you mean
thing
like
here.
God of War on Xbox? Like what are you talking here?
Oh, now that you said that, I don't know. I might take it back.
Like that
Maybe
actually
like
seems way too far fetched.
maybe yeah, but I mean if they're putting it on PC, maybe they give them Uncharted, Last of Us 1, God of War remaster
Well, I
for
think
Game
that's
Pass.
gonna remain console exclusive. I think this time next year, what I don't know what it's going to be. I think that there's going to be some kind of PlayStation exclusive that launches day and date on PC. I don't think it's going to be a huge game. I just think something is
Yeah.
going to launch.
What what if there's an actual console war and there's a bunch of nerds who haven't bathed in like weeks
Hmm.
and they're just like they made armor out of their Mountain Dew cans and they're actually trying to fight each other to the death?
What if that's a video game? What if somebody makes that into a video game and that's
What if
you
it's real
play it?
life?
We're not far off in my opinion
What if it's just
from
like a bunch of larpers wearing wearing Mountain Dew cans? Um
one's wearing
well I
Mountain
mean
Dew for Xbox, the other one has like Pepsi for like blue PlayStation. Just charging headfirst at each other.
just the most unathletic people you've ever seen.
Oh,
What I'll say
Christ.
is if you're a game developer, we have a good game pitch for you.
Mhm.
If you'd like to hit us up on our Twitter at John Squared Pod, uh, uh, I don't do the closings normally. If you could find us on YouTube,
Yes, sir.
John Squared Gaming, it's John Squared Gaming, Jane Squared Gaming Show,
Just John Squared Gaming.
John Squared Gaming. I was right. Find us on Twitch, John Squared Gaming Show. Because someone has John Squared Gaming, whoever that is, please give it to us for free.
Please,
Thank you.
please.
Find us on all your podcast services. It's Apple, it's Spotify. Give us a 5-star review. How about you say some nice words? We might be dumb, but we're trying our best. Leave a comment,
Yep.
like, subscribe. Uh, uh, uh,
Yeah.
I'm
Talk to him.
sputtering out. I'm sputtering out.
That's it. And until next week, ladies and gentlemen, stay horny, stay hydrated. Peace.